Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coffee with Coaches podcast. I'm your host, Kevin, and today I have with me Gloria Starr. Gloria is an influencer, visionary, and trailblazer who focuses her work on executive presence, image, international etiquette, manners, civility, diversity and inclusion, and leadership excellence. She's ranked in the top 2% of international consultants and has trained and coached in over 60 countries and with over 125 nationalities. Gloria, thank you for being on the podcast. I love the depth and breadth of your experience, and I'm excited to talk to you about all of it.
Thank you.
Let's begin at the beginning, start at the start, as I sometimes like to say. How did you realize / become a coach? Kind of like maybe, discovered that you already had all of the attributes in play, and you're like, oh, I should just go ahead and do this. And then how did you go from there to starting a coaching business?
Well, I was on a dairy farm. I could milk a cow, drive a tractor, and deliver the calf. So I knew that this was not going to be my real life, but it was a very interesting time. And I had work boots and everything else, but I had no class, nothing. And I just decided I would fix myself totally over, and I did. And the confidence grew. And then with that, I decided, you know what? I could teach this to other people.
It's a natural moment of realization where it's like, I feel like I know that every coach I talk to has that in common, where they discover something truly wonderful about life, about living, about going about the business of living, of being alive. And then their very next thought, maybe actually at the same time, they're like, I need to share this with people. I have to tell people about this. I have to show them.
That is true. Absolutely. And the passion is so intense that you just can't stop.
It has its own momentum, doesn't it? You really just it's that desire to share and to serve really is self-sustaining. I feel like, I know that sounds maybe like pie in the sky poetic, but that's been my experience. It really does. It carries its own momentum. It really is this stirring to motion and action.
Yes. During that time, I was commuting 100 miles a day to be a designer in a flower shop. And then I taught evening classes at the local college, and I got home at 11 o'clock at night. Well, I started my business. I was just consumed with success.
Interesting. Well, let's move things forward a little bit and talk about a little bit about your success. I like to ask this in certain I've been kind of playing with different ways to ask it, but it basically boils down to who do you coach and how do you coach them? It's basically like, what does your business look like now? Like, primarily, is there a certain type of person or a certain role a person's in that you coach them in and through? And are you primarily one-to-one? Do you have like classes or courses? Do you have a book? Do you have any webinars? So yeah, who do you coach and how do you coach them these days?
Well, that's a perfectly good question, because all of those things actually are part of the mix. Yes, I have written 12 books, and I have over 1,000 educational videos on my YouTube channel, and I never, ever know who's going to ask me to be coached. So I have coached with just about anyone and everyone, including 2 U.S. presidents, and people at the Pentagon at the highest level.
Wow.
And I know it's a total shake. And even Gabriel Abed, who is the Bitcoin fellow, I coached him. And the most important and the most cherished client is the Crown Prince of Dubai. And they reached out to me, and I did one-on-one coaching with him. It was absolutely magical.
Wow.
And I'm just the girl next door, but I read people, and I'm passionate about it. It's just too exciting.
Too exciting not to do it.
Right. I always say yes. And if someone is really negative and I know they're a bad person, I just double my fees.
Oh, that is an excellent rule. I love that. I love that. As you can see, I'm very tickled by that. It's like, of course, because it's like you want to make sure And this is something that I talk with coaches about a lot, about just energy management, not just time, like people like time management, making sure they have enough time to do all the things they want to do. That's usually part of it. But I feel like that's almost just a different way of expressing energy management. Where are you giving it? Who is taking it and why, how they're taking it? And negative people, they take more energy, they take more time, they take more of you. And so it's a very elegant solution. Gloria, just double your fees.
Thank you. You, in the game of coaching, you begin to learn the energy of people. And I had two thoughts in my mind, and I only had two clients that were really, really, really negative. And I said, I could take this and learn more and double it, or I could walk away from it. But I really like learning. And this one client, he was absolutely poison. And when I finished the 5-day course at doubled my fee, I slept outside on my veranda for 5 days because I didn't want any bad energy in my house. But I learned a lot, and I also learned I probably won't take that negative client again.
Another lovely little lesson right there too, how it's if you, whichever path you choose, whether you choose to go forward to try to do your work and to help the negative person, or choose to step away, it's your choice. And realizing that it's your choice, and that by going one direction, you are choosing a learning experience, something that will be very tiring, very exhausting, that you'll very much want to spend time recovering from. But it's your choice to do that and to embrace that opportunity for learning. And I love, it's such a simple, and again, like I imagine you find this to be true of most things, it's very simple to understand it like that, especially when presented so clearly. It's usually the work involved or the willingness to make those choices and to help other people learn how to make those choices for themselves, that the real juice starts to flow, right?
Correct. Yes.
So do you have, and I'll just kind of open it up to you a little bit, do you have any particular frameworks or formulas? I mean, formula sounds a little too formal, but do you have any specific approaches that you apply to your coaching? And or is it very like adaptable and agile, so to speak?
Completely adjustable, and that's because I believe I have my strengths in many different kinds of things, such as DISC and LP, Chinese face map reading, and numerous other things. So I go in with a lot of knowledge, but a clear mind, and I listen, not just with what their words are, but the tonality, their body language, and then coming together with all of that, I can hit it right where they need it in a kind way, and that's when they open up.
I mean, it's in my head pops the words, the only system that you need is kindness. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that's just the way when you said kindness and the way you emphasized it, that's popped into my head like that. And I find that to be frequently just the most important thing I can do in my relationships on a regular basis, whether it's a person that is helping me out at the grocery store, or someone across the street walking their dog who I see every day when I go on my own walk, and just like give them a wave and a smile. Just like that choice to be kind, it really does, it makes everything, I mean, better. Is that too trite to say it makes everything better? I think it does.
It's absolutely perfect, and I believe that I am an ambassador for myself, my company, and my country. And then I can go out and be that kind of ambassador and welcome all the different cultures. It's been very stressful until I learned that I'm the ambassador, and I'm supposed to open my heart, my soul, and my knowledge with others.
I love that. An ambassador. That's perfect. I feel like obviously we have a short podcast today. And I'm struggling with that usual struggle where it's just like, oh, I want to ask so many questions and I could talk to you for hours, maybe days, but I'm going to resist the temptation. But I do want to ask you, you're clearly lovely, and I want everybody who is in the sound of my voice right now to get to know more about you and to get to know you better. Where can people find more about you and also connect or engage with you? Like, do you have any preferred like social media that you like to meet people on for the first time? Anywhere that you post a lot? Do you have a website that you like people to go to find out more?
I do all of those things. I post at least 6 social media posts on all of them every single day.
Lovely.
And I told you that I have more than 1,000 educational videos on my YouTube channel, which is Expert Gloria Starr. And there's 2 R's in Star. And of course, I have a website, and I'm just so passionate about it. I don't feel like I ever go to work. I just think, yay, more fun.
What's that saying? When you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
And that is my life.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, Gloria, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. I hope people can pick it up. I'm sure people can tell from the sound of your voice. You have a warm and invigorating presence, even though we're just in a Zoom room together right now. And I just want to thank you for sharing a little bit of that with us today. I really appreciate it. And my day is already better for it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And thank you to everyone listening. I hope you had the same experience that I am having right now as I'm recording this, and that you reach out, find Gloria. She posts all the time. She's anywhere you might think to look, she's there and she's ready for you. Thank you all for listening. And hey, we'll talk to you again very soon.